Hello, my name is Jacob Deckard, and this is why high schools should provide college preparation courses to students. This is CM 214, Unit 9 assignment. So, if you flip to the first presentation page, the future. The future is now. We should help the next generation. We should introduce classes to teach about college. Looking back to the past, many of us did not have the education, the internet, and the ability to look at different scholarships like students do now. We switch to the next presentation. Why are classes needed? Most students do not know how to prepare for college. The students are not being properly prepared for college within high school. They do not have the information they need to be successful in life. They do not know how to prepare for college. They do not receive any assistance in getting scholarships or tuition assistance through school. Therefore, students do not know how to prepare for college successfully. That's the important thing. Switching to the next page is my thesis. This is why high schools should have a mandatory class for teaching students about how to prepare for college, assisting them in scholarships, teach about tuition assistances, and teach how to approach college. Next slide. I myself, as a future teacher, look forward to teaching students about all the things that I missed as a young adult. As a young adult, I missed all of these things. I was not taught about tuition assistance, how to sign up for scholarships, and I definitely was not prepared for the future that awaited for me in college, having to deal with the freshman 15, all of those different things. Next slide. That being said, the youth do need to be prepared more. In a survey done by Youth Truth, which is an organization that focuses on the education of kindergarten through 12th grade, it was found that out of a group of 164,000 students, only 54% of that group thought that they were prepared to go to college. That means that 46% of the students that were surveyed did not feel prepared to go to college. I don't know about you, but despite all of my downsides, I still felt prepared for college. Which brings me to my next point. In another survey, out of students that score good on pre-college exams, well enough that they should be able to pass a first-year college course, only 75% of the students that do well on those courses actually are prepared and will succeed in those courses. 25% of the people that score good will not be able to pass, according to the survey. Next slide. Moving on forward, we're going to talk about scholarships. Scholarships are one of the easiest ways to help a student with paying for college. A scholarship is, in many ways, free money, as they say. If you're good at something, you get a scholarship. If you're great at it, you go to college for free. Essentially, a lot of people go to college for free through scholarships every year. Great basketball players, football players, musicians, summa cum laude students. Many of these students go to college for little to nothing. However, they do need to know how to apply to college. While many of these people, their coaches applied for them, it is important that they learn how to apply to these scholarships. And that is something that will be taught in this class that we should have. Moving on to the next slide. Tuition assistance. This is one of the things I knew nothing about. Tuition assistance in FAFSA. I knew that my counselor talked about it, but never went very in depth with it. My student counselor, that is, when I was in high school. Some of the students signed up for FAFSA, but my school in particular, no one really went to college except those who got scholarships. Though, if I did know about tuition assistance, I would have been able to go to college. I came from a poverty family. FAFSA would have set me up very well. So looking at tuition assistance, it's another essentially free way of going to college, but not without its doubts. It will be an important part of this class to help senior students and students who are seniors who have already gone through the class to apply for tuition assistance so that they may attend the course. The approach to college. This is my third point and a very important point. The approach to college is so important because not only do students not know how to prepare for college, their parents don't know how to prepare for college. Looking out at college students right now, they step into this world of college, they get a dorm room for the first 2 years because they're forced to, and many of them, their parents are paying for it. Some of them are getting a 9 to 5 job or a midnight job at the bar just to pay for this dorm room. There's other options that are available. And this class would be one of those classes that can teach about them. How to, and while there is classes that teach you how to cook, there are not classes that teach you how to save money through cooking. A lot of these students are forced to eat out at Taco Bell because they never learned how to cook because it's not a required class in school. And while no, we would not be learning how to cook in this class, we'd be at least learning how to save money in order to get through college properly. You move on to the next slide. This is an important part to me, particularly, but also to the students themselves. Teachers, our teachers need to actively partake in this class. The point where they actually should not technically go back to school, but they need to be re-educated on the process of applying to college and how college operates now. Many of our teachers are probably at their 19th, 18th, 20 years in teaching. It's been a long time since they were back in school. So that being said, there's a good chance that they don't know how the new college world works. And I'm not 100% on how continuing education works, but I'm pretty sure one college credit every few years, or 3 college credits every few years isn't going to help them very much in teaching about this college. So taking a look at my example I have here. In a book about teacher education that I pulled a source from, it says that it has numerous experiments, computer generated, and personally done examples that show that teachers who partake in the teaching experience, they experience a greater depth of knowledge. Teachers who take an active stance with their students in teaching about the approach to college and how to get tuition assistance will likely see a greater outcome of students that participate and graduate of college too. Now, what does this actually mean? It means that teachers who are involved in the subject, they want to be part of the subject, they want to actively help, are more likely to help their students, and the students are more likely to pay attention in the actual subject. And that's what I like. Those students are guaranteed to succeed outside of high school. Moving on to the next slide is our summary. We talked about why are the classes needed. We talked about my thesis, which brought my 3 points: scholarships, tuition assistance, and the approach to college. We also talked about active teaching, which was a small side note, but is a very important one. This is my works cited. These are my references that I pulled up. Thank you very much for attending.